What's going on, guys? It's Cimo, and who are we with this time?
I'm Bobby Kenny.
And what did you do?
I just got top 16 at the North American WCQ playing 60-card IB Orcust.
So why did you decide to go this route for this event?
Alright, so best deck, ceiling-wise, 100% hands down is the Crusadia Thunder Danger deck. Like, there's no question about that. But there are weird situations where, like, that deck, you get these weird hands you don't get there, where the Orcust deck, you just summon 2 monsters, you have your play. The issue is all the Orcust decks that have been doing well recently, like the field spell list and stuff, not playing the dangers, they all, like, they can usually play past 1 hand trap, but they can never play past 2. And I was tired of losing to, like, solid hands with, like, 2 hand traps and stuff. I was like, all right, let's find the middle ground, find some way to make the Orcust have a higher ceiling closer to the Thunder deck, while still doing all the Orcust nonsense.
All right, let's go see what you got.
All right, so for normal summon engines, Candina Corbane, best normal summon engine in it just because Light Stage is insane. Best standalone normal summons, 3 scrap recyclers, 1 math. This might be worth playing extra. I would not play math over recycler for reasons I'll get to later. It mostly comes down to the fact that you can trigger this off special summon and it's not hard once per turn to send with them. So, like I said, it's IB Orcust, so we're trying to make the World Chalice Synchro. We're playing 3 O-Lions. This, when it goes, it's a level 2 tuner. When it goes to the graveyard, it makes a level 3 token. One of these can dump one of these, and then it says you can banish it from your grave to additional normal summon another Mecha Phantom Beast. So if you hard draw one of these with this, you dump one, get a token, then banish to normal summon the other one, and now you have a level 5 Synchro play, plus this guy still on the field. And yeah, and like, IB's crazy. I'll get into some of that stuff later. Also, similar vein, I play 1 Jet Synchron. Note with this, it sends, not discard. That was a detail I overlooked until someone pointed out when I discarded an SE for this. Is like, oh yeah, this says it sends, not discard, and I could have done the exact same play by sending Miscellaneous Source instead. But it's so then Orcust, 3 Harp, 2 Nightmare, 1 Skeleton, 1 Wand, pretty standard. I almost cut one of these for space like to try and fit in other like extender engines, but you just want to draw one of these cards, like one of these specifically, just to play through the hand traps or have extenders. So, and it's again a 60 card, so there's like no reason to go below 3 at that point. Then I played Dangers, played 9 Dangers, 3 Nessie, 3 Jackalope. These are the best ones. I played 2 Snake. Snake is probably the worst one all around, just with what I'm playing, just because it can never get you to a level 4 for like Redoer. But it's important to have at least one of these in the deck so that when Jackalope hits itself, you can summon the Snake when you hard draw the O-Line. Again, like O-Line, if you can normal it, summon the level 3 Danger, Synchro for IB, get the token, and then combo with IB. And then one Chupacabra as the level 4 to access off of these guys to make Redoer, because Redoer is still too good. Then very small Dino package, 1 Overraptor, 1 Miscellaneous Source, 1 ILO. Pretty much, this is 1 card IB, so this plus any extender, it's the full combo with IB. And even if you see this guy, this just summons this. Sometimes you make like Warlord Savage, or you have an extra level 4. Again, you can go into IB that way. And to be completely honest, I drew this more than any other card in the Dino engine.
Oh man!
And every time I normal summoned it, it was like the most broken thing. So, like, it was like, oh, I get to combo and normal summon this and make Warlord Savage with my Nightmare. Sure, why not? That happened way too often. And then I have 1 World Legacy World Chalice. This is what I float into with IB. I see a lot of people playing the Guard Dragon. This has a couple bonuses over that. One, if you sit on this, it's an interruption. So it says you can tribute it when your opponent summons something from their extra deck, and it sends that monster to the graveyard. Like, everyone just didn't read that, or they went out of their way, read it, and then just forgot about it and did something stupid anyway. In addition, if you hard draw it, you can, anytime you have a combo that lets you send World Wand to your graveyard, World Wand has another effect that no one ever uses. It says when it goes to your graveyard, you can summon a World Legacy monster from your hand. So if you hard draw the Chalice, sending the wand just summons this out of your hand. That's another reason Recycler is marginally better than Mathematician here. Sometimes you hard draw the Chalice, and it's actually the correct play is to just dump the wand there to get this out of your hand. And Yeah, and then if this is in your graveyard, search as a World Legacy card. Most of the time it ends up searching the wand, and then you try to discard it with something else. But I play the Succession also, and sometimes when you IB, you want to search the wand with the IB, so this can search Succession later. And then one of each Phantom Knight. I feel that in 40 cards you want to play 2 of this just because drawing 1 can be awkward. But in 60 cards, 1, you're less likely to see it. 2, because of all the other extenders I'm playing, I almost never link away the Dingirsu. You always sit on the Dingirsu with your other interrupts instead of linking it away for the Galatea. The protection it offers by detaching is so much better than having the graveyard effects to like the graveyard symbols play. And in the case they do add it, then you can do that. So the boots comes up a lot less. The second boots isn't as important because you rarely link it away. So that's 32 monsters, I believe. Spells, 3 engage and a Hornet Drones. If you're not playing this in any Orcust deck, you're doing it wrong. This is it's your full combo, and you still have your normal summon. So like this'll usually get your mermaid. They'll have a hand trap. Then you'll get to like your scrap recycler or math. If they have another hand trap, that'll stop it. If they don't, then well you combo off. And then you have all the dangers and like the Dino engine to get past that, to get past 2 hand traps. 2 late stage, 2 terraforming. I was playing 3 light stage before I added in the Dino engine, but 3 fossil digs. This is essentially the same card as this as far as starting your combo. Obviously it's slightly worse going second, but this doubles as being an E-Tele for a level 1 tuner if you have to normal summon, whereas this is just your full Orcust combo. This can be full Orcust combo if you have no extenders, and this makes IB, this doesn't. So that's what made this get cut down to 2. Then 3 instant fusions. The hardest part of this deck was figuring out the extra deck because instant fusion is too good to not play. Like on top of Winda giving you an option to play through cards like Lancey and stuff where you can just go Winda Dingirsu and that just cripples so many decks. This Thousand Eyes Restrict is also like insane. It just forces everything. So I was soft on this card early on in the format, but once I started playing it, no, this is a must play. And then Babble, because you need Babble. It makes all your stuff quick effects, it's broken. 3 Call by the Grave, because you're a combo deck. 3 Twin Twisters, because every deck but Thunder's playing back row. Foolish is another extender, and then I played the Succession to search and just Monster Reborn. These cards are, like, if you're not playing, even if you're not playing like IB stuff, play Reborn in the deck. Like, Salamangreat, like, Dwellers You and stuff. If you have this card, this lets you play through everything. It's really dumb. I had a game where I had to force like 3 different back row, and then I reborned the Nightmare I discarded to like a Twin Twisters, and then turned that into the Mermaid to make another Nightmare, and I like discarded like a Cloak to search the Boots, and the Boots was my normal summon. I managed to go like Boral Sword, Dingirsu for game through a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, no, Reborn's broken. You should play it. So yeah, that's 24 spells. Traps, really standard. 2 Fog Blades, Shade Brigandine, 1 Crescendo. Crescendo honestly is way less impactful in this deck than in some of the standard builds, because like I said, you almost never link away the Dingirsu. Pretty much I only link away the Dingirsu when I hard draw this. So yeah, that's the deck. 60 cards. Extra deck, so you got the Kagari. Yeah, makes Sky Striker engine do things. Nightmares, we're just playing Phoenix Mermaid. We had to make extra cuts to fit in all the other nonsense, and Cerberus I felt only really mattered against Salamangreats, where you prevent them from like roaring your stuff, or raging your stuff rather. I don't think I ever felt I needed any of the other ones, so that was great. So I only played 2 Galatea. I see a lot of people say you have to play 3, but I'm playing B-Cop. B-Cop's sweet because it lets you turn your non-darks into darks to make Rusty when all else is falling apart. And every time I've ever found that I wanted a 3rd Galatea, I step back through the game and it's like, wait, that 1 Galatea I made and I didn't need it to be Galatea. It could have just been B-Cop. So as long as you're careful about it and don't summon Galatea when B-Cop would do the exact same thing for like laddering or whatever, yeah, you never need the 3rd one. Then I obviously play Rusty. Best card in the deck. This card probably should get banned, because if this deck dies, another deck's just gonna abuse this. And Boral Sword, because it kills people. I don't think you actually need this that much, except in the mirror match. A lot of the time, the mirror match especially against the standard builds, when they link into the Galatea, you can force all their stuff and then make this with like a Dingirsu under it. And like, if you have any way to boost his attack, like if you boost his attack with a Nightmare or you have one other monster, you just kill through their Galatea. It's just a gateway to their life points. More reason, don't link away the Dingirsu. Dingirsu's better on its own. On that note, to Dingirsu. This card's insane. I don't know why they ever printed this card. Again, you just always sit on it with the 2 materials. Almost every deck's good ways to force your answers, destroy their stuff, so then you just detach. Also, this makes it so when you end on the World Chalice, they can't just attack over it. I had a couple games where people would they're like, oh, I'd field a monster, attack your World Chalice so I can go into my extra deck, and I'm like, detach. And yeah, they scooped every time. And then Redoer. Redoer is this, I don't get why this is common. Okay, hot take, don't standby phase Redoer. More often than you, like when you hit a spell, it's great. If you hit a monster or a trap, it's barely better at all. Usually it's like, doesn't change anything. And too often you'll be up against Salamangreats and you hit like a spinny or something. And then they find a way to force this and now you just gave them a spinny. Or it's even worse in the mirror when you like hit a harp off the top of their deck and then it just gave them the extender. So yeah, don't standby phase Redoer if he has the trap already. Then fusions for instant fusion. We got the Winda and the restricts. I went over those with the instant fusion. And then the namesake, Ib Orcust. So you play Ib World Chalice Justicar. When you summon her, level 5 Synchro when you make her, you usually search out the Reborn, the Succession. If you make her before you Mermaid, sometimes you want to search the wand to discard it, and you can search out the Succession later. Big thing is she always anytime you can go her into Mermaid and your combo's going through, you're always going to end on Rusty, Dingirsu, Chalice, and your choice of either Borlord Savage or Redoer, depending on what the rest of your stuff is. It guarantees the Savage Dragon. If sometimes you'll Succession back at level 4 to make the Redoer. This also is really nice because anytime you get hit by Lancia, if you do this line, you're still going to end, most of the time you're still going to end on Dingirsu, Savage Dragon, and the Chalice. And that's really hard for a lot of decks to break. Side deck is, so 3 Drolls for Thunder, 3 Gnomes for mostly the mirror. I also bring this in against Salamangreats because you just want to stop them from making Dweller. That's the only card in the matchup you care about whatsoever. So you just hold it for the Jack Jaguar when they bring it back and you drop this. And now sometimes they have the foul and they manage to get there anyway, but it forces them to have the foul, and they pretty much have to have already had the foul and then still go for the play that didn't need the foul instead of dumping a trap card. In which case then you can use this on the foul. Or the Falco, I guess. And then 3 Lancia for the Mirror and Thunder. Self-explanatory, card's dumb. 3 Shaddoll Fusions and a Dragon. Pretty much every matchup I'm going second, I bring this in. I don't know if it's correct to bring it in against Thunder, but I've been bringing it in the Mirror, bringing it in against Sky Strikers, bringing it in against Salad. If this card forces them to roar it, or they pretty much just lose, and if you have a way to bait their roar and then you resolve this after the fact, you clear everything, and you end with a Winda and they can't get past it. And then the standard side deck field spells. Garden for Striker and Mine, and Mine for all the effect decks. So yeah.
Any shoutouts really quick?
Shoutouts to my sponsor Elmo Gonzalez at G Sports and Jacksonville Game Center. And shout out to my buddy Connor has just recently started a speed duel channel. It's quickly gaining ground. It's called Yugi Bros. So if you want to check that out. And shout out to my buddy Nate for getting me all the Dino stuff that I had left at home. So
awesome. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.